Sitting here on my deck on the first warm evening, heralding spring. It's not quite here yet in Asheville, North Carolina, but it's coming. Reflecting on a metaphor that came up in a session today, and it felt so juicy that I wanted to share it with you. And it's about how we can have many different gears that we operate on. Some people go into high gear and they don't quite know how to shift back down. Some people stay in lower gear and it's hard to shift back up or shift up. And the metaphor was about prosperity. That the fear is, I work hard enough. If I go full throttle, I'll burn myself out or make myself sick. And the Council of 12 was sharing that if you see it as gears, that, yeah, you might go into overdrive for a bit to get a project done, and then you shift down through the gears. And I'm aware of times where I was running events and having big festivals and doing workshops and private practice and head of a holistic health association. And I would be going so fast and a lot of good stuff. And I would, when I'd stop, like the first day off, would be shifting gears, but it'd be like a couple hours each time. It's like, oh, I think I just went down another gear. And it might take a whole day or the next day, part of the next day to get to stillness. We want to add that neutral place back in. That place, you in a gear shift vehicle, you go through neutral to get to the next gear. So we want to add that neutral place back in. That we can pause a moment and see if we want to go to a lower gear, meaning a lower pace. That, yeah, you've done a lot, great. Let's take a breath. Let's enjoy a breath. Let's arrive and admire what we just created. Beautiful moment on the deck, sharing with you. So I'd love for you to play with that metaphor. What in your life takes you to that over-heightened place? When you go for a goal, when you go for something important, there's a mobilization that happens. And sometimes it's an embodiment of what the dream, the vision. And so there's a mobilization that happens. What worry adds is a stiffening in that. And then you tend to suck your breath in and hold it. And at that moment, you've made yourself separate from the universe. And you're thinking the gear shift is all there is. I love that. You're thinking the gear shift is all there is. It's just what's operating in the world. If you hold consciousness to, I'm part of something bigger and I've got a lot of friends in high places on the other side of the veil, then sometimes you stop. If you know you can stop, you can go full throttle. If you don't know that you can stop because you go all the time, you won't know that. And I find it curious when people say, I'm a workaholic. Oh, you want to claim it? Who was it that said, argue for your limitations and they are yours? So be thoughtful of how you define yourself and perhaps let go of defining yourself, because we're changing very rapidly now. We have photon energy coming in. It's like even the liquid in our bodies is feeling the shift. So if you're having all kinds of strange symptoms because you're shifting, you're elevating your consciousness, it's normal. We're kind of all in this rocking and rolling together. So I think it's important to acquaint your consciousness. Almost losing light here. Let me see if I can add a little. Acquaint your consciousness with, I guess I won't multitask. There we go. Acquaint your consciousness with all the levels that are possible so that your choice. That's what gears are for. They're choice points. We're at choice points all the time. We just want to keep choosing the best way, forward or backward or still, whatever that is. Thank you for sharing this moment of the evening with me. I appreciate it. Evalena Rose, the work I've evolved into is called the Alchemy of Love. Bless you. Bye-bye.